All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready to dive into something pretty cool today. We're tackling how to build a successful copywriting career. And lucky for us, we've got a treasure trove of insights from AWAI.
Yeah, AWAI, for anyone who's new to this whole world, they're basically the gurus of copywriting training.
They've got it all. Courses, pricing guides, even stories from real students who've made it.
We're talking about distilling all that down to the good stuff.
The need to know for anyone serious about making copywriting their jam.
Exactly. Cutting through the noise and getting to what actually moves the needle.
Love that. Now, you hear it everywhere, right? Copywriting is persuasive writing.
Right.
But what's that actually mean when you're trying to build a career?
It's more than just what you see on a billboard, you know?
Totally. It's more than just catchy slogans, right?
Yeah, way more. Think about it this way. A jingle on the radio, it might get stuck in your head, sure. But it's those carefully crafted words in that Facebook ad that make you actually click.
That's copywriting at work.
Exactly. Driving action, that's the name of the game.
So how's that different from, say, traditional advertising? Because aren't they both trying to ultimately sell us something?
Good point. And that's where it gets interesting. The AWAI material, it makes this distinction between branding, building awareness.
Right.
And then there's direct response copywriting, laser focused on immediate measurable results.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Measurable.
Right. So they have this example, right, about a weight loss book.
Okay, yeah.
Same exact product, two different copywriters take a crack at writing the sales letter.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. I'm guessing the copy made a difference in how well that book sold, right?
Huge difference, night and day. The first copywriter, their letter, it brought in a respectable $5,000. Not bad, right?
Not bad at all.
But the second copywriter, hold on to your hat, $25,000.
Whoa.
That's the power of knowing how to write words that actually convert.
That is not a subtle difference. No wonder businesses are willing to shell out big bucks for skilled copywriters.
Just because it directly impacts their bottom line.
And here's the best part. You can do this from anywhere.
Exactly.
You're your own boss, set your own hours. It's the dream for a lot of people.
It is. And UpWA is full of stories of people who are living that dream. And the thing is, we're not just talking about writing website copy for your friend's bakery anymore.
Right. It's a whole other level.
We're talking e-commerce giants, online courses, software companies. The opportunities are massive, truly.
This is exciting stuff. And, I was looking through the AWAI material, and they mentioned something like over 75 different types of projects a copywriter could take on.
Oh, yeah.
Is that for real?
Oh, it's very real. And it's only growing as new platforms pop up and, marketing strategies evolve. Think about it. Website copy, landing pages, email sequences, social media, product descriptions, even video scripts, it goes on and on.
That's wild.
And that means you can really niche down, become a specialist.
Okay, so let's talk about niches. You can't just say, I want to write about gardening and call it a day, right? How do you even know if a niche is actually profitable or a good fit for that matter?
That's where the insights from AWAI are pure gold. They don't just throw random niches at you. They talk about why some areas are particularly lucrative.
Okay, like what? Give us the goods.
So they talk about financial publishing, alternative health, travel. Those are big ones. They always seem to have high demand, and the earning potential is through the roof, but it goes deeper than that.
Deeper how? What else should someone be thinking about besides just the demand? What if someone's really passionate about something, but they're not sure if it's a hot market?
That's where your own interests come into play. AWAI actually really emphasizes that loving what you write about, crucial for long-term success. They encourage you to look into the types of copywriting within your niche.
Okay, so give me an example.
Say you're into gardening. Right there, you've got options. Are you into writing long, detailed blog posts? Maybe not. But crafting witty Instagram captions about your prize-winning roses, now that gets you going.
So it's really about knowing your strengths.
Exactly. And AWAI gives you this whole framework for matching those strengths to the right copywriting projects.
No.
Passionate and profitable, that's the sweet spot.
Passion and profit, who doesn't love that combination? But, okay, let's get real for a second.
Yeah.
Even when you're pumped about a career change,
Right.
there's always that little voice in the back of your head.
Oh, absolutely. That voice of doubt.
The doubts.
Yeah.
And I feel like the AWAI transcripts do a good job of addressing that.
Yeah.
What are some of those big fears that aspiring copywriters have?
The big ones. What if I'm not good enough? How am I going to find clients? Those are universal.
Those are pretty universal no matter what you're doing.
Hmm.
So what kind of guidance does AWAI offer for dealing with those doubts, those fears?
Well, with that first one, that not good enough fear, they really hammer home the point that copywriting, it's a skill. You learn it.
Right?
It's about understanding the techniques, putting in the practice. Nobody's expecting Shakespeare here.
Right. You don't have to be Shakespeare, thank goodness. Just got to be willing to learn.
And speaking of learning,
Yeah.
finding clients, that's a biggie. What does the AWAI have to say about tackling that hurdle?
They actually tell this great story about this woman, Mindy McCourse, went from a corporate job to, get this, a six-figure copywriting career.
Wow.
Yeah. And one of her biggest takeaways was treat it like a business from day one,
Okay.
even before she had any clients lined up. What does that even look like in those early stages when you're just starting out? Is it just, make a website and cross your fingers?
It's being proactive, you know? So Mindy, she talks about this, setting a writing schedule, like it's your 9 to 5.
How interesting.
Even if it's just an hour a day, she was religious about it, said it helped her build the discipline, hone those skills.
So it's that showing up consistently, even when you don't necessarily feel like it, that really makes a difference.
Huge. And another thing, reading.
Oh,
But not just anything, immersing yourself in the world of copy.
So reading other copywriters?
The best of the best. Analyzing successful campaigns, she became a student of it.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
You can't expect to write good copy if you don't know what good copy looks like.
Yeah.
Were there any other little secrets that she had that we can maybe borrow?
She was big on research, curiosity. You've got to geek out on whatever you're writing about.
Become a mini expert.
Exactly. Asking questions, digging deep.
Knowledge is power,
Yeah,
especially when you're trying to sell something.
right. You need that authority, that confidence comes through in your writing.
Totally. So it sounds like the more Mindy learned, the better she got at actually writing copy that worked.
Because she had that foundation. And speaking of confidence, that ties into the whole pricing thing, which AWAI does not shy away from.
Ooh, yeah, the money talk.
Yeah.
That can be so awkward for any creative field, really. It's like putting a price tag on your art.
Totally. But AWAI, they get it. They actually have this whole pricing guide, super detailed, takes the guesswork out of it.
Oh, nice.
They cover everything, website copy, email campaigns, gives you a baseline,
That's huge. Yeah. Having that starting point must make it so much easier to have those conversations with clients, knowing you're not totally off base.
Right. And remember Mindy, she actually tripled her rates at one point.
Wait, she tripled her rates. Did she lose all her clients?
Not a single one.
What was her secret? Spill the tea.
She realized, a lot of new writers, we undersell ourselves.
Oh, wow.
We're so eager to get the client, we forget our worth. And AWAI, they're big on this, understanding the value you bring.
Knowing your worth. Love that.
Yeah.
It's so inspiring to hear stories like Mindy's because it shows that it is possible. Combine the skills, the confidence, and the right guidance.
For sure. And the AWAI stuff, it's full of these success stories. They really drive home that anyone who's willing to put in the work can make a career out of this.
It's so encouraging, right? To hear those stories because it makes it feel real.
Totally.
Like this is something you can actually achieve.
Yeah, it's not just some pie-in-the-sky dream.
So we've talked about facing those initial fears, but let's get practical.
Yeah, let's do it.
What are the actual steps? What can someone listening right now do like today to get this copywriting ball rolling?
Well, I think we've actually touched on some big ones already.
Okay.
From Mindy's journey and what we've been pulling from the AWAI materials.
Like that writing routine, right?
Yeah, establishing that consistency.
Immersing yourself in the world of copy.
Yeah.
Researching your niche.
Absolutely. And along with all that, AWAI is huge on building a strong online presence.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about a website, LinkedIn profile, that kind of thing.
All of that. Your online presence, it's your first impression, especially in this digital age.
Make it count.
It's how you show potential clients who you are, what you can do.
And with so many copywriters out there, you got to stand out.
Right. And AWAI has some smart advice for this. They're really big on the niching down, even with your online presence.
So not just I'm a copywriter, but something more specific.
Way more specific. Instead of I'm a copywriter, it's I'm a website copywriter for sustainable fashion brands.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's so smart. It shows you get it. You get that specific market.
Exactly. It's about attracting those ideal clients. And AWAI talks about this a lot. Clients are way more likely to hire someone who clearly understands their needs.
So as you're figuring out your niche, think about how that translates online.
100%. It's all connected. And speaking of connections, AWAI is also big on community.
That's so important, especially if you're working remotely.
Right. Easy to feel isolated otherwise.
Yeah, you need that support system.
And AWAI's community is great, but there are so many others out there. Online groups, workshops, even conferences.
Find your people,
Your tribe. People who get the highs and lows of this crazy copywriting life.
because at the end of the day, copywriting, it's more than just words on a page, right?
It's about connecting with people, understanding their needs, crafting those messages that resonate.
So well said.
Yeah.
As we wrap up this deep dive, any final words of wisdom for aspiring copywriters? What's one thing inspired by AWAI that they should take away from all of this?
Don't wait. Don't wait for the perfect moment or until you feel ready. Just start writing, even if it's just for 15 minutes today.
Love that.
Embrace the learning, find your community, and never stop exploring.
Action. Imperfect action is better than no action.
Uh-huh.
On that note, a huge thank you to our expert for dropping so much knowledge and to all of you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time,
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
the power of persuasion, it's out there waiting. Go get 'em!